Julian, I don't know if there's a special French word for speculation. There should be, because there was lots of it today in the French newspaper L'Equipe surrounding the future of one Zinedine Zidane. He has been linked by that French newspaper to Manchester United, or certainly having an interest in the manager's job at Manchester United. What did you make of those reports, Julian?
Yeah, L'Equipe reporting that according to their information, Zidane is sort of eyeing up the job at United in case Jose Mourinho leaves at some point or is sacked maybe or something like that. So it's all very hypothetical, really. They're saying that Mourinho is under contract until 2020, which is the case, but Zidane fancies the idea of coming to the Premier League and especially to Manchester United. You know, if the job becomes available, that's pretty much it, because they also basically ran up the other options that Zidane could have in Spain, where it's impossible for him to go to Barcelona or to Atletico Madrid and no one else. In France, it would be very difficult for him to go to PSG because he's a Marseille born and bred kid. Going to Marseille, it's not really the kind of project that he wants. He wants a bigger club, something bigger. And then the list goes on. Of course, there's possibilities in Italy, especially Juventus, if one day Max Allegri goes. But yeah, they were saying that United has his preference right now if something was to happen to Jose Mourinho.
Still in the realm of speculation, isn't it, Julia? But is there some sort of deliberate move with Zidane putting this out there, just letting it be known that he would be interested?
It looks like it, but that's not really the kind of guy that he is. You know, he's never really been super friendly with journalists and newspapers, for example, and having his messages going through the media like that by just tipping off someone or saying something to someone for, you know, in the objective of being reported and making headlines, etc., etc. He's never been using newspapers in that way, really. You know, most of the time he actually didn't really like journalists and giving interviews and things like that. So on that level, it's a bit unusual. But I guess he's a manager, you know, it's a big name who won a lot recently, who's out of a job, who needs a job, who wants a job. He never said he wanted a sabbatical, for example. He wants to get back into a job quickly. So maybe, you know, as a first, or at least a rare occasion, is him, yeah, trying to put himself out like this.
Can you picture it, Craig?
Well, yes, but as Julian said, it's just all hypothetical.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Manchester United have a manager.
They do indeed.
They have a manager at the moment. It might not be the manager that every Man United fan wants, but they have a manager, and this is just another one of those many stories that will pop up and have popped up over the years. I don't take any of it serious until they sack Jose. If they sack Jose Mourinho, I'll take this story serious.
It's interesting that Julian said that he didn't want a sabbatical. If that was the case, why did he relinquish his role at Real Madrid without having anything else to go to? Because, as Julian just said, there aren't too many clubs he can go to. So you'd have thought that he'd have waited for something to come up before he actually relinquished the job at Real Madrid.
Yeah, and not many managers do leave of their own accord.
No, and that's the
it
thing.
leads to this.
I accept that, you know, maybe he didn't want a sabbatical. He hasn't said that he wanted a sabbatical, but no, I'm aware of him saying that he wanted to get back into management straight away. At the same time, as far as I'm aware, he's not quoted anywhere as saying that he wants a Manchester United job. I think right now, just kind of given what we've heard from Jose Mourinho over the summer, United and Jose Mourinho are easy targets. If Zinedine Zidane does get back into management, big clubs will want him, and he will want to go to a big club. And for speculation's sake, Manchester United right now are the easiest fit. Outside of that, I make nothing of this story.
Again, purely hypothetically, Stuart, would he be a good fit at Manchester United? Given what you saw
He's had success
years?
with Real Madrid, obviously in the Champions League, and Manchester United want to get back to that sort of level. Was it because of him or was it because of the players? I mean, Real Madrid have fantastic players. He's never been, his coaching credentials, he didn't have to go with a junior team and then take a team from a lower level to get them up to the top. So he didn't actually earn the right in terms of being a coach. He earned the right as a footballer to take a good job, but he didn't earn the right as a coach to become the Real Madrid manager. He took over when they were already a very good side, and he just he carried on making them a good side as well.
I said this months ago, and people jumped on. A lot of people jumped on me, mainly Zidane fans, and well, all right, everybody.
All those people
Just
that aren't
normal.
Zidane
Aren't you
fans
used to
as
that?
well.
I'm used to it, but he's not proven himself is the wrong word because he's had huge success. But Rob just pointed out part of the reason. He went in after Benitez. He hardly signed any player. I think Morata might have been the only player that he signed. I don't know. I'll stand corrected if somebody points out. But he didn't have to rebuild Real Madrid. He managed them. He managed the players. He managed the shape of the team and worked on the tactics. And these players flourished under him. He's yet to, and my point a while ago was he's yet to go into a club and rebuild it. Now, whilst Manchester United are not a huge rebuilding job, there are still a few pieces of that jigsaw that are going to have to get put into place before they're challenging Man City. I don't think anybody's arguing about that. So if he one day wants to pop up at a club like that is at the moment well behind the top team in England, then we're going to see if he's got the real credentials to go in there and one, A, be successful in the transfer market, and two, go in with lesser players than he had at Real Madrid.